Good day, Chief here for Chief Coffee Chats. Got my coffee. I actually got something to complain about today. Since Friday, I don't know if anybody else has been noticing, I can't get one to come up, which is really bizarre when I want to talk about it. But I've been clicking on some videos on YouTube and I get this thing that says, oh, we want you to buy YouTube Premium because we don't like your ad blocker because it's not ours. We want you to use ours. Well, maybe my ad blocker is cheaper than yours. And there's also some other sites I've been to. It's like, oh, you have an ad blocker, so therefore we won't let you do that. That's a monopoly, YouTube. That's a monopoly. You can tell people what you can recommend to buy, like an ad blocker, but you can't turn around and specifically say that you need to buy ours and ours alone. You can sit there and say ours and ours alone will only work on our channel, but guess what? You're going to lose a lot of customers because maybe they don't like your ad blocker premium rates. So I'm going to be reading here. I looked up a Investopedia. It's an article. I'm not going to give any names because I don't want to be ostracized by anybody. But it's by one person, then it got reviewed by a second person, then it got fact-checked by a third person. Yeah, that fact-checking's got to stop. So basically it just says, monopoly is a market structure where a single seller or producer assumes a dominant position in industry or sector. That would be YouTube saying you can only use our ad blocker. The examples they give is when we busted up the Bell Corporation back in the, what was it, the 70s, I think they mentioned, when AT&T got busted up into 22 different countries because, or 22 different companies because they covered the whole nation with phone line. So that was a monopoly. Now there are business monopolies. They do give examples of that, but that's mostly for utility sectors like your power and your water companies. I mean, there's not going to be 600 million water companies for a particular area. You're going to be limited to maybe one or two. I think we got 3 power companies that I could advertise, but I've only seen one water, so utilities is exempt from the rule. It says, key takeaway, monopoly is a market structure that consists of only one seller or producer. That would be YouTube and their YouTube ad blocker. Now, what was really hilarious is that it said that when you buy this premium channel, it will make sure that ad money goes to your subscribers. Now that in itself is a laugh because a lot of the channels I do subscribe to currently are history channels that show death and destruction. Guess who is not getting money? History channels that talk about death and destruction of the past. So, yeah, you're going to make sure that they don't get the money that you're withholding from them. Makes no sense at all. An example of that is my homeowners association. About 9 months ago, they sent everybody, all the owners, a letter saying, we would like to cut down on the number of different companies that pick up your refuse and your recyclables. We recommend that everybody go with this one company, and here's their rate. That is them telling people who to deal with, which is against the law. And also at the same time, it was going to make a monopoly here inside my housing area for one company and one company only. Well, homeowners associations don't work when you have rental properties. The owners say, well, you're supposed to buy this particular brand of refuse, but maybe they came from an area where they got such a good deal with the previous that they just carried over. So about 2 weeks later, the homeowners association, I guess someone either lawyered them up and told them that's a no-no. You can't tell people who to do business with specifically. And they sent the letter saying, oh, disregard our last letter. You know, they had to tuck their tails between their legs and admit defeat that they can't tell a group of homeowners who to deal with as far as their refuge and recyclables. So that's the same thing that YouTube is doing. They're telling you, yes, you have an ad blocker, but we want you to use ours while you're watching our videos. Now, when I retired almost 10 years ago, I haven't had a cable bill since 2006. And people go, what? I said, I don't watch TV. I said, I watch TV on the internet. And there for a while, there was like about 5 shows that I was dedicated to watching that I got started watching on the internet and got to it. Then finally, the major networks, that were mostly the shows I was watching were on ABC and NBC, or CBS. Yeah, ABC and CBS. Well, they came up, oh, you're watching our shows on the YouTube, but in order to watch our shows, you got to download our program that lets you watch them. I said, no, I'm not going to load a program just to watch a certain show. I don't know what's in your program. I don't know what information it might steal from my computer or what it might do to my computer while I'm watching your shows. I don't know if it's going to give you my location, address, and everything else. Sorry, CBS and ABC. So I quit watching all my TV shows. So now YouTube is trying to do the same thing. But YouTube's got to realize that their days might be numbered, because there are other places to go to, and some of the guys I do watch, because they're mostly conservative, mostly not getting any funds from my subscription because they're being demonetized. And so, I mean, this is going against everything YouTube was created for. YouTube, from what I understand, I wasn't part of it, was people like myself do content, get popular enough to where people pay attention to me and businesses pay attention to me, and they want to invest in me or them per se. I mean, I'm not on here to make money. If I was, then I'd be out in the street if I was relying on any money. I'd probably never make any money on this. Don't send me any money. I'm not asking for money. So, but that's what it was intended for. And, you know, run-of-the-mill people. And then, of course, I remember the media, the major medias, the ones I mentioned previously, and everybody else was like, well, they're not following the FCC rules and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't have commercials. We have commercial if someone does back us. No one's backed me yet, so I haven't had to do any commercials. And I really don't want anybody backing me because, like I said, the channel I've been having trouble with, the one that didn't want sponsors but had plenty of sponsors, but they wanted the people to pay their wages. And like I said, they put the main video I was watching them for, which is about the Pacific War and the Pacific War only, they put it behind their paywall, like I said a few weeks ago. So I don't watch them anymore. And I wasn't subscribed to them to begin with, but I've also noticed that, like I said, I can't seem to, I was going to pull one up so I could read it verbatim, but couldn't get one to come up because it's been coming and going across my viewing. And it's even hitting channels I'm not even subscribed to, which is really amazing. But I also noticed that when I went to a lot of music videos, it didn't even pop up at all because I guess there's too many parameters there, and plus the copyrights and everything else. So looks like it's not going to work for all the videos, because just because someone put a music video out doesn't mean that they are the original owner of that music, which a lot of them aren't. So they've already paid their dues to make that video happen. So let's see. There are some pros and cons here. So it says without competition, monopolies can set prices and keep pricing consistent and reliable for customers. True. Generally, a yearly rate doesn't go up not unless we have more economic programs that will hurt us in the pocketbook. Monopolies enjoy economies of scale, often able to produce mass quantities at lower prices. Well, they're not doing that. Standing alone as a monopoly also allows a company to securely invest in innovation without fear of competition. Well, there is competition. There's more than one ad blocker out there. However, controversially, a company that dominates a sector or industry can use its advantage to create artificial scarcities, fix prices, and provide low quality products. Well, ad blockers and ad blockers. If it doesn't block all the ads, then it's not a good ad blocker. So the pros and cons really don't apply to this. But telling people that, oh, you have an ad blocker, we don't like your ad blocker, we want you to use ours so that the funds go to the creators that you watch, because that was one of the excuses. So now the funds. So now they want us to pay for them to pay the people you subscribe to, making YouTube, eventually, if they keep this up, YouTube's going to be a site you're going to have to pay for, just like cable. And it's going to go. Everybody will go to all the other free places. So that's my gripe for the day. YouTube Premium ad blocker. So we, the people, can pay the bill for them to pay the creators that you are subscribed to. But a lot, like I said, a lot of the creators I'm subscribed to don't get money from YouTube. Why? Because they show death and destruction from a go, from our past, from our history. What is wrong with showing history, YouTube? Oh my God, there's a terrible picture. Look what's going on today in the world. Remember, people bring up the fact that during 4 years of one president, not too recently, just recently ago, no wars. And look what's going on right now. War after war. Probably a new one's going to open up tomorrow for all we know, YouTube. But yet I also notice with the coverage of these two conflicts, the small guys, you're demonetizing, but the major corporations can get by because, personally, they could care less about collecting well, they'll get their revenue anyway from YouTube. YouTube, get rid of the media companies. Go back to what you started as, a free place for people, the average person, to show what he wanted to show. Yes, there are restrictions of what they can show. Everybody knows that. So that's my gripe for the day. Remember, freedom's not free. People are proving it today. And Veterans Day is coming up next month. You know what to do with veterans. Chief out.